Problems with resource allocations. As part of your open door policy, you encourage team members to drop by your office at any time. A team member asks for a time to talk with you to discuss a problem she's having. You let her in, close the door behind to allow for some privacy. The project assistant complains that she has been assigned too much work. Since the start of the project, she has been working more hours than the rest. The amount of work on her plate is just too much and requires extra hours during the week to complete them. She mentions that while she's happy with the extra responsibilities, she notices that some of his colleagues don't have the same load. They don't have to stay late in the office and can leave on time. She feels it is not fair and requests that you look at her workload and see if some of that can be delegated to other staff or hire another person to help with the work. You promise that you will investigate the situation and you will find a solution. You review her timesheet and agree that the work she was being assigned may be too much to handle for a single person. You tell her that you will organize a team meeting and you want to know if this is a situation that is happening with other team members. Workload problems in the project team. You use a regular project team meeting to include in the agenda a discussion on workload. You ask each team member to bring their work assignments for the entire project, including the past 3 months. You need to know how many of them have too much work on their hands. You hope that is not the case with all in the team, as that will suggest the project might require more time or more people to complete all the work on time. Both solutions will result in an increase in cost. In the meeting, you ask team members to take turns explaining the amount of time they spend working. You explain that you need to know if the amount of work assigned to each is reasonable. Of the 6 members, 3 report that they don't have more work than they do on a week. 2 team members mention that they have to spend more hours at the office, and only one seems to have a balanced workload. The 2 staff that report they need more time to complete this task are the project assistant and the construction manager. You ask if this issue was something the previous manager was aware. They all say yes, and that he promised he will fix it by adding more staff and was waiting for approval. You tell the team that you will discuss this issue with the program director and find out if that request for additional staff was approved or not. Review of the resource allocation chart. After the meeting, you spend some time to study the project schedule and analyze how the work was allocated to the team. You want to know why there seems to be such differences in the amount of work each team member has been assigned. You check the resource allocation matrix for the team and notice there are some problems with over-allocation and under-allocation. The chart shows the number of hours each person is planned to work. The chart shows the results for each month. Staff with more hours assigned are over-allocated and marked in red. Staff with less hours are under-allocated and marked in green. The average amount of work per month has been set at 160 hours. In your analysis, you discover that your role has been over-allocated by at least 25%. That means that on average, the plan has assigned you to work for 205 hours per month or about 2 extra hours per day. The reason for this situation is caused by the responsibilities assigned in many of the activities related to the areas of procurement and administration. You also notice a similar problem with the project assistant. She has been over-allocated by 15%. Nobody should be working more than 160 hours per month. Your analysis also identifies that 2 of your staff are under-allocated on average by 20%. It means that the amount of work they have been assigned in the project is less than the amount of work they are expected to do in a month. That means the projects are making full use of these resources. Nobody should be working for less than 160 hours per month. The rest of the team seems to be doing better. The schedule has been designed with little room to make changes, and the objective to complete the project in 12 months means there is no time to delay activities to give more time to your team. Additionally, any change in the schedule will result in an increase in cost. You want to explore some solutions with the program director so that she can improve it if necessary. Delegating responsibilities. On your weekly call with the program director, you You inform her about your findings regarding the resource allocation and the problems that are causing the team. It seems the way the project was planned gave more work to some team members and less work to others, creating an imbalance. You inform her that in your meeting with the team, the issue was discussed with the previous project manager and a solution to add more resources was submitted for approval. You want to know if the request to add more staff was approved. She mentions that the donor and headquarters don't want to add more time or cost to the project, and that we should keep the number of resources as planned. If no more resources can be added to the project or make changes to the schedule and the budget, you tell her that some changes will need to happen to balance the allocation of work in the team. If we don't act now, the risk is that the team members that are over-allocated will feel overstretched and might even quit for the excessive amount of work. Even with those that are under-allocated, they might feel unmotivated that they are not contributing all their potential to help the project achieve its goal. Your solution to the problem will require some changes in the work that has been assigned to the team. You will need to delegate some of the responsibilities in order to balance the work across the team. This will also include changes in the work assigned to the project assistant. The solution will not require the hiring of new people. But the program director is not sure. She mentions that the previous project manager was able to take full control and did not want to delegate responsibilities, especially those that are critical for the success of the project. She proposes that you should try to keep the workload as it is and give it a few months before making any changes, but you disagree. An important part of your job as a project manager is making sure everybody on your team has the right amount of work.